from Hamilton Motor Company. I'm Dave, and I'm here with two of my favorite Lexus vehicles. These are both LS 460s. The reason we have two today is we're going to introduce to you two Hamilton Motor Company products, the Hamilton Upgrade Kit and the Hamilton Premium Upgrade Kit. Both are going to be modules we install behind your factory radio to add wireless and wired Apple CarPlay. The Premium Upgrade Kit stands alone in that it allows you to load external apps directly onto the device. This means with the Premium Upgrade Kit, you'll have features that are not available in Apple CarPlay. Any app with a Google Play Store component can be loaded onto the Premium Upgrade Kit. These are two tremendous products for what is the best vehicle Lexus ever made. We're super excited to show you the installation and an overview today. With a 10mm socket on an extension, we'll go counterclockwise to loosen it. We'll take that negative battery cable, we'll lift it straight off the battery and set it to the side. This will ensure that while we're doing the install, we have power off to the vehicle to protect all the electronics. Before we begin, power on the vehicle, we'll shift it to neutral. Ensure that the vehicle is on a level surface, and we've chalked the wheels. We have a chalk that looks like an aircraft style chalk. You can use any safe item to chalk the wheels. Next, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the power to turn power off to the vehicle. We're going to start by removing these leather covered trim panels on either side of the center console. You reach under here, pop the clips out starting from the front and moving to the back, and then gently maneuver this clip free. We'll take these, we'll set them in a safe place. There's one on each side. We'll start up front, popping the clips free, just like that. You can set it aside. We're going to remove these two screws here. These are both 10mm. You can use an extension. With both of those removed, take your fingers, press from the top of this leather covered shift boot down, grip the knob, we'll shift it counterclockwise. We'll thread it off of the post here. Set this in a place where it will not get scratched. We're now going to remove this tiny piece of plastic trim from the back. You can take your finger, put it in here, and pop up, and take it free. With this piece removed, now we'll reach on either side under the center console, and we'll pop it up. It'll separate from the front trim box here, and it's good to separate it. Go ahead and lift it up, and we're going to disconnect a few wiring harnesses holding it in. Simply press down on the tabs, slide them back. Now, if you want to disconnect this entirely, you'll simply remove these Christmas tree clips. You can also cut them. In this case, we're going to take this and we're going to set it here without disconnecting them. But if you want to disconnect it, you can just cut the little tape or free the clips. We'll set it right here. We're going to take this leather covered trim panel and push it to the side, and we'll free it on this side as well. Then you can take it out and set it aside. We are now going to remove this trim box here, lift under it, and we'll simply pop it up on both sides. We'll disconnect this harness here, press down on the tab. We'll set it in the back. With the trim box removed, we're going to take out two leather covered trim panels. Take your hands, wiggle it free. Next, we'll do the driver's side. This one has the start-stop button. Take your trim pry tool, put it in, and we'll free it. There's going to be a harness to disconnect here. Press down on the tab, slide it out. Inside each of these slots, not to be confused with these bolts, but inside each of these slots, there's a 10mm bolt on each side. You're going to use your socket with an extension. We'll reach in and we're going to remove these bolts so that we can remove the factory radio. These bolts may be a little bit tight to start. With both bolts removed, we'll be able to take the factory radio and it'll come right out here. A couple important points. Let's put down some towels. We'll protect it from the metal gear shift. Also, this plastic here can scratch it. So I'm gonna go get another towel. I buy these cheap towels on Amazon. You can use a towel from your house to make sure you've got it really nice and comfortable down here for that factory radio. We want to take good care of them. Now that the center console is protected, we'll take this radio, we'll come out and we'll set it right down in here. We can now begin the wiring process. We're going to show you now in this supplement here how you would do it if your Lexus did not necessarily have the green plug behind here. So we're going to do it with the blue wires for the LVDS. You're going to grab under this center trim panel here for the vent, pop out, come across to the driver's side and do the same thing. We'll release the two wiring harnesses over here. With the vent assembly removed, let's take out the screen surround. Reach under the leather bit here, pop it up, and then gently take it out and set it aside. We're now going to release 4 10mm bolts. With the 4 bolts freed, we can now take the display and very gently begin to remove it. We're going to come out with the bottom first. We'll do that very carefully so that we don't scratch it. We're going to remove this blue wire from behind it. I'm going to rest the screen right here. We will take this blue LVDS wire from the back of the factory screen and we're going to connect it into the Hamilton female. We then have this Hamilton male side that will plug into the back of the factory screen. We will now take both of these wires and we will run them down behind the dash so that we can access them down below. We've got these 2 wires plugged in here, and then what we did, we run them back behind here. They have to go behind this metal bracket, and then we catch them through this hole here. So you pass them to your fingers back from here into this hole here, and then from this hole here you can easily drop them down into the center cavity. You can see that, how it flows right down through there. I'm going to put the top in first. I'm watching that screen as I press it in, and then I'm just looking for those bolt holes to line up. There's a locator pin on either side. Make sure as you put pressure on it going backwards, you don't make it pop up and hit these little steel brackets in here. So just like that, I've got the screen reinstalled now. I can put my 4 bolts in. We're now going to take this leather covered trim surround. I'm going to really gently tuck it in again, starting from the top, making sure it's going in nicely. We're now going to reinstall the air vent trim assembly. 2 harnesses. Line it up. And we'll snap it into place. As I mentioned, we have 2 models from Hamilton Motor Company for this vehicle. We have the Hamilton Upgrade Kit and we have the Hamilton Premium Upgrade Kit. Both of them will use your factory microphone. Both of them work with your factory backup camera, your steering wheel controls, your factory screen continues to work. Both of them have wireless and wired CarPlay and Android Auto. The only difference with the premium version is that it allows you to load any app from the Google Play Store directly onto the device outside of CarPlay and Android Auto. This means you can put features and apps onto the device that are not necessarily available in CarPlay. The wiring is very similar. The only differences we will discuss here. This is the main harness for the Premium Upgrade Kit. The mouse, this one is labeled mouse, and it's going to run behind these cross members and under to the mouse. We won't have that 2-part harness like we do for the normal upgrade kit. This is your monitor power wire. This is your main power wire. It will plug into the kit itself. This is your head unit audio and head unit power wire. Both of these will go behind the factory radio. This is your USB accessory harness. we'll use this USB port for wired CarPlay, charging your phone, and this device, this is your USB accessory harness. This will plug into the box, and we will use this USB port for wired CarPlay and wired Android Auto. On this one, we will be using these little RCA plugs. The one labeled mic needs to plug into the one labeled mic between our two Hamilton harnesses. As well, we include a small speaker. One of the other unique advantages of the premium upgrade kit is it can mix navigation sounds from CarPlay in with your factory radio channels. So with the premium upgrade kit, you can be listening to factory XM radio and you can hear turn-by-turn directions from Siri. On the main Hamilton harness, there is a plug labeled speaker. It will connect to the speaker, and we recommend you can install this speaker anywhere that's not visible, whether behind your radio, under the center console, or behind your carpet. Also, you'll have a little GPS to install with this kit. This kit will be for automatic time setting and apps outside of CarPlay that may require a GPS. Apps in CarPlay will use your iPhone GPS, just like the standard upgrade kit. Let's wire it up. I'm going to give you an overview now of the wiring. This is the Hamilton main harness. Now the exact labels may change in the future, and if they do, you'll have an updated wiring diagram, but the principles and shapes will stay the same. This is the harness that will plug into the Hamilton box. This is what we call the main Hamilton box power harness. This is the main radio power harness. We're going to pull the main cable from the back of the radio, plug the Hamilton one in, we'll plug your factory one into the Hamilton female. Here is your audio harness. This is going to be one space away from the main harness. We have this one here labeled to media can or mouse. What are we going to do with this one? I'll show you. We have a little jumper harness. This one will plug into the female that says to media can or mouse. This male will be unused. And on this little harness, we're going to disconnect the harness from the bottom of the factory mouse. We're going to plug it into the Hamilton female. We're going to plug the Hamilton male into the bottom of that harness. That's the main harness. This is our USB accessory harness. You will not need to use anything on this harness except for this USB port. All Hamilton systems come with wireless and wired CarPlay and Android Auto. This will be for your wired Android Auto or wired Apple CarPlay. It will also be the USB where if in the future you ever need to change the software, OS, or MCU on your device, you'd use this, okay? We're going to route this in a convenient location. We'll show you a couple options when we get there. None of these RCAs will be used on this kit. Your factory microphone is going to be used automatically. You don't need to connect to this. Your factory reverse camera is going to be used automatically as well. This is a small Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna. We'll plug it into the Hamilton box, and this will be for your wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. Now we have these harnesses, okay? You're going to have A or B. This type of signal is for your video signal. It's called LVDS. This is going to look like a harness that's plugged in the back of your factory radio. On the later LS models, you're going to have a harness that looks just like this one, plugged in the back of your factory radio. We're going to pull it out. We're going to plug it into the Hamilton female, and we'll plug the Hamilton male into the back of your radio. On the earlier LS models, we'll use one that looks like this. Behind the factory screen, you'll have a blue wire that looks like this. We'll pull it out from the factory screen. We'll plug it into the Hamilton female, and the Hamilton male will go into the back of the factory screen. Any LS is able to use this type of wire. Only the newer ones have this wire that make it maybe marginally easier to do the installation. So regardless of your LS, you could always use these wires if included, but for the later ones, we will typically include this one that makes the installation marginally easier. Instead of needing to go behind the screen, you'll just go behind the radio. Let's do it. We're going to go ahead and remove now this primary power harness and this head unit audio wire and then the green wire as well. I'll show you one by one. There's a small tab in here that we'll press. We'll lift up on this gray bar. You can see this was the tab we're pressing in. You reach in with your finger, press that tab, lift up on the gray bar, we'll take this wire out. Next, we're gonna go one space, then here. We'll take this one. And then down at the bottom, there's a green wire. You're not gonna be able to miss it. It's just like this. Press down on this tab here. It'll slide right out. We'll take the radio main wire, We'll connect it into the Hamilton female. Now be gentle while you do this. Then we'll take the Hamilton male. Line it up back into the factory socket. Gently press it into place. Give a quick visual inspection to make sure all the wires are in place, nothing looks missing or out of place. We'll go ahead and repeat that process with the head unit audio wire here. Take the female Hamilton with the male factory. We'll gently plug them together. Take the Hamilton male, go back into the radio. We've gone ahead and connected the media can here. We have the Hamilton female from the main harness connected to the male. I'll go ahead and remove the twist tie on this. And set this off to the side. We're going to take our LVDS wire here. LVDS is a video signal protocol that Lexus uses. There's the original factory green. Plug it into the Hamilton female. We're going to plug it back into the socket on the factory radio. This car does not have a brown wire here. Many will not. It's an option. With that reconnected, let's proceed to the next step. We've got the main harness connected back here as well. That green harness connected for the LVDS video signal. We plugged in, as you can see, this is a female on the main harness labeled media can, and we have this male labeled mouse media can. See how we've run it here? I took my hand and I ran it under this cross member and I pulled it out here. We're going to go ahead and pull this out. We'll set this in the center console, and this will be to connect the mouse at the end. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the wires and we're going to route them where we want the box at the end. There's a clip right here. I used a trim pry tool to start this. We are now going to begin routing the wiring down here where we're going to install the box back behind here. We'll take a trim pry tool. We're going to pop free this clip. Sometimes when you do it, it can take quite a bit of pressure. Let's take it out. Now we're going to fold the carpet down. We are now going to route the wires where we need them under here so that we can install the box. We just showed you how to remove this clip. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my fingers, I'm going to pop this trim panel, this small piece free, I'll set it down here. Then I'm going to reach under here, under the carpet, and I'm going to come all the way around the back and pull it back like this, okay? Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to finagle it free under here. This is the only clip we need to remove. Now we'll take the main Hamilton power harness. We're going to go back through this channel here. And pull it through. See, I reached in here and I reached in here, and that was pretty straightforward. Now we'll take the magenta and the blue. These are the LVDS video signals. We'll do the same thing. I'm going to reach in with my hand. We'll pull both of these through, just like that. Now we have all three of these through. We have two other harnesses to focus on quickly. This is the USB accessory harness. The only thing we need to use on this harness is this USB wire here. Our system is automatically going to use your factory microphone for phone calls and your factory backup camera. You don't need to use any of these. So we're going to route this where we want it. This customer, we're going to put it coming out between the passenger and center console. So we'll take this and we'll set this in place, and we'll run this wire down here where we'll connect it in just a minute. Finally, we have this Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna. We're going to take this and we'll put it under the center console here, and at the end we can use the sticky tape to secure it in place. You want this to be in the center console here. It's plenty powerful for the vehicle, but it's best to have it as close to your phone as possible. With all of these items down here, we can take the Hamilton box. Don't forget to set your dip switches. The dip switch setting for this 16 LS is all off. Should this change in the future, you'll get a notice in your box. We're going to go ahead and plug in the USB power. We'll plug in the antenna. As well, we'll do the blue and pink wires. Now the colors on these may change in the future. You'll have a wiring diagram and they will be color coded, so it'll be the exact same process. Both of these will go in here and here. Just like that, we can take the box. There's a little bit of space and flexibility at the back here. We'll take that, we'll route the box there. And then make sure all your wires are tucked in nicely. Make sure your USB and your antenna have not moved. We'll take the carpet. We'll tuck it back up into its spot. There's a little bit of tucking that needs to be done up here to route the carpet exactly back like it was. Then we'll come back here. Make sure to test your unit here before you get too far along. Power up the vehicle and do a test. In order to test anything on the Lexus, all of your harnesses need to be reconnected. That's very important. With the carpet back in place, we'll go ahead and take this clip. We'll press it back on. We'll take this little trim panel. Back in place, and let's finish up the install. With the harnesses connected, the box in place, we'll take the factory radio and we'll go ahead and put it back in its original spot. Now make sure your wires are organized while you do this so that your factory radio does not have back pressure. You shouldn't have to hold it in order to put the bolts in. The factory radio should simply snap back in and then you can put the bolts into place. We'll go ahead and reconnect the bolts on both sides. I like to start them off with my fingers and then use the socket wrench to get them tight so that you don't accidentally put them in at an angle and strip them. You shouldn't need a whole lot of tension to get these bolts in. You just want to use the wrench and get them snugged up a little bit. Before installing the center trim box, we'll go ahead and reconnect the start-stop button. Take the trim that surrounds it, line it up into its place, and snap it in. We have a corresponding panel on the passenger side. We'll do the same thing, line it up into place, and snap it in. We're going to take the center trim box here, line it up into place, and snap it down. There'll be one wiring connector to connect here. With the trim box in place, you can take this piece of trim here, line it up gently, we'll snap it into place. Finally, we can connect the mouse harness and reinstall the center console cover. We're going to go ahead and reconnect any of the harnesses you removed here. And now we need to connect the Hamilton harness for the mouse. We will remove the harness that was plugged into the mouse from the factory. We'll plug it into the Hamilton female. The Hamilton male will go into the same socket on the front of the mouse assembly. With that done, arrange your wires under the center console cover. Line the center console cover up into its place. We'll set the shift boot onto the gear shift. We'll snap it down. We're going to go ahead and thread the gear shift knob back onto the gear shift stalk. And reconnect the shift boot. We will now reinstall these two 10mm screws here on the side of the center console. These screws are a self-tapping type of screw, and so they do require usually to use a ratchet to get them going. Before we reinstall the side covers, take this small plastic piece here and we'll snap it back into place. We have one side panel on either side for the passenger and driver. We'll line up the clips and we'll snap them into place. Before we repeat the process on the passenger side, make sure you have your USB right where you want it. It can easily be hidden when it's not in use. We'll line the panel up on the passenger side and we'll click it into place. Use the socket wrench to tighten it down. And we will now begin to set the panels back into place. If you need us, give us a call at 919-858-2890 and check us out at HamiltonMotorCompany.com.